Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to 10WT Tips, where every single week we teach you how to form the healthy habits that will transform your body and your life. At the 10 Week Transformation, we teach you a 5-step framework. 1, it starts with building your big, which is your why behind your fitness. 2, it's setting your success indicator, which is where you want to be and by when. Number 3, we identify your progress indicators. These are your 2 to 3 weekly goals that will inevitably indicate to you that you're making progress to your overall goal. Number 4, you plan your pills. These are the micro habits that you commit to every single week that increase the likelihood that you succeed amidst the chaos of your life. And 5th and finally, we help you set up your scoreboard. And this is the thing that gives you the feeling of game on. If you do these steps, your habits are going to be rock solid. Your self-confidence is going to skyrocket, and you'll be on the path to your best you. Every single week, we help individuals who are hungry for growth get closer to the best version of themselves. I'm your host, Nick Carrier, and today I'm super excited to talk about how to be healthy or healthier on vacation. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to 10WT Tips. Today is a very timely episode. I'm recording this episode right as summer is beginning to embark upon us, and I hope that it's massively valuable for that reason. I hope that you can write down a lot of notes because I have a 3-step process that you can follow, that you can go through whenever it is that you're going on vacation, whenever you have a family trip, whenever you have a wedding that you have to go to, whenever there's a bachelor or a bachelorette trip that you have to go to, if you have a kids sporting tournament out of town, if there's a basketball tournament, a soccer tournament, a baseball tournament out of town, you can go through these questions as well. It's going to be massively impactful for you to continue to make progress across the summer because so many people just use the excuse of the busyness of the summer of not being able to maintain progress or even lose a lot of ground with their fitness. Some people will go through summer and they'll put on 10 pounds because they went to a lot of ball games, ate burgers, ate hot dogs, they had a lot of vacations, so they drank more than they normally would do, and they're not making meals at home, and so they're eating out all the time, and so they put on a little bit of weight week after week after week. And I do not want that to happen for you. I want you to come out of summer and go throughout summer feeling amazing. I want you to look at your best. I want you to feel your best. I want you to be confident when you put on that bathing suit. I want you to be confident when you're going to the lake, to the beach, that you feel great and that you look great in your own skin. That's why this is so important. So I want you to make sure that you're taking notes today. If you feel like that the busyness and the vacations and the travel get the best of you, because so many people just throw in the towel when it comes to eating healthier on vacation, or when it comes to eating healthier or staying healthier when they travel. They just throw in the towel. They just throw in the white flag. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. It's a lost cause. I'm going to have to eat out, and it just is what it is. I'm going to drink a lot, and I'll try to get back on track when it's all over. No, don't accept that. Don't throw in the towel. Don't throw in the white flag. You've got this. I promise you, if you do these things, if you implement these things, while not easy, they are simple. While they are simple, they're not easy. But if you set aside the time to do these things, I promise you, you'll find yourself being able to eat healthy and stay healthy, or at least healthier, when you're on vacation. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is kind of, to an extent, a build off of last episode when it comes to planning your pills, because all of these are examples of pills. And pills, if you haven't heard that episode, is an acronym, and they're micro habits whose purpose is to increase the likelihood that you're successful. So how can we increase the likelihood that we're successful with our goals when we're traveling, when we're off on vacation? How can we make sure that we increase the likelihood that we're successful with our exercise, with our eating, with maybe our water and alcohol intake when we're gone on vacation or when we're traveling? 3 things. Number 1, part 1, you need to assess some things before you're leaving. So if you're taking notes, use this section, write this section 1 as before you leave for your trip. Number 1, ask yourself, is there a grocery store at the place that I'm going to that I need to stop at when I go? Is there a grocery store, and where is it? Where's the closest one nearby? Number 2, if you've already picked out restaurants that you're going to, can you first pick out restaurants that you're going to that maybe have some healthier options? And then number 2, if you either pick out the restaurants or maybe you didn't pick them out, but you know which ones you're going to, can you maybe look at the menus a little bit and get an idea of what it is that you might order and the healthier option that you might order when you go? Okay, number 3, if you're planning on exercising, which I hope you do to a certain extent, is there a gym nearby? Is there a fitness facility nearby that you can get a weekend pass for, or a week pass for, or you can get a day pass for? And then fourth, maybe you don't plan on exercising at a gym, but you want to exercise, and maybe you can make your exercise specific to the place that you're traveling to. Maybe your exercise are walks on the beach. Maybe they're bike rides. Maybe they're walks with your significant other. Maybe it's a hike. Like, how can you make your exercise specific to the place that you're traveling to? Maybe it's paddleboarding, whatever it is. How can you make it specific to the place that you're traveling to? So before you're leaving, that's what this section is grocery store, restaurants, the gym, or maybe making exercise specific to the place that you're going to. Okay, that's part one. Part two, this is what I really help people with try to get into the nitty-gritty on. Think about your travel days, because travel days, in my experience, often trip people up the most when you have a long car ride, when you have a plane ride. Oftentimes people fall victim to stopping at a fast food place and stopping at a gas station and getting gas station snacks. Some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, he's sitting in my freaking car right now. Then you get gas station snacks all the time. Quit the crap. That stuff is so bad. So I want to make sure you're set up for success on the travel days if you have a long car ride or you have a plane ride. So 3 different things to help you off during travel days. So this second section is travel days. Number 1, pick out some snacks that you can either bring for your car ride or bring on the plane, because the plane snacks are crap. Any snacks that you might pick up at the gas station are probably crap. Most oftentimes, people like to have snacks because they get bored when they're traveling. And so if you can plan some healthy snacks for your travel days, then make that happen. Number 2, which can kind of help curb snacking a little bit, is plan your meal before you begin traveling, and then also plan your meal after you're traveling. If you're going on a flight, maybe eat a meal right before you go to the airport, because you got to get to the airport a little bit earlier, and then the flight's a little bit longer, and so you want to make sure you have a good meal that holds you over throughout that time, so you're not subject to stuffing your face with snacks or getting something unhealthy, an unhealthy meal at the airport, or an unhealthy meal for fast food. So maybe try to eat a healthy meal right before. And then also try to plan your meal right after the travel, right after the car ride, or right after the plane ride. Like after you get off the plane, when you're going to your hotel, when you're going to your Airbnb or what have you, is there a place right by there that you can go to and eat at that is a little bit on the healthier side of things? Because in my experience, I see, and also just when I travel, I know that after a long bit of traveling, because whether it's a long car ride or a plane ride, that's probably at least 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. You're hungry and you want something to eat. And so if you can set yourself up for success by identifying what that meal is going to be, it can be massively impactful. And then the third part of this travel days section is set yourself up for success upon returning from your vacation. So many people mess this up because when we get back from vacation or traveling, we're tired. And so we don't have anything ready and we just throw in a pizza in the oven because that's all we've got and we don't want to do anything with cooking. Maybe you pick out a restaurant that you're going to pick something up from, or maybe you have an easy, healthy meal prepped meal already in the fridge ready for you when you come back. Like how can you make it easy so that you're set up for success upon returning from your travel? Okay, so we talked about before you leave, we talked about travel days. Third and finally, these are some steps that you can take upon arrival of whatever traveling or vacation is that you're doing. Number 1, if you plan on going to the grocery store, go to the grocery store as quickly as you possibly can. Don't push it off. Try to go to the grocery store as quickly as you possibly can. If you follow the step of before leaving of identifying that grocery store, you should be able to know where it is, how you're going to get there, and hopefully I've built out a list as well. And then after that, it's just about executing. It's just about executing. And how can you execute at a higher level? Number 1, remember your why. Remember why it's important to you to eat healthier on vacation. Remember why it's important for you to not gain 5 pounds when you go to the beach. Remember why it's important for you to feel better, feel great in your own skin when you come back from vacation. And number 2, be realistic. Be realistic. Don't say that I'm never going to drink on this vacation. Like, that's not going to happen. say that you're going to have X number of drinks and make it a little bit better than it could be. And you don't have to eat healthy all the time. I'm not telling you that I'm somebody who eats super healthy all vacation long, but I am someone who makes sure that I do a whole hell of a lot better than it could be. I make sure I control what I can control when it comes to eating healthy on vacation. So I'm realistic with myself. I know that I'm going to splurge sometimes. I know that I'm going to drink a decent amount of alcohol maybe sometimes, but I'm also going to try to figure out different ways that I can make it in regulation. And then lastly, don't beat yourself up when you screw up. If you go out, you drink too much, or if you go to a restaurant and order something crappy, dust yourself off and get right back up. Who cares? Who cares? It's in the past. It's behind you. Let's move forward from it. Let's move forward from it. So again, how to eat healthier or how to be healthier on vacation. 1, set yourself up for success before you leave. Number 2, think about how you're going to set yourself up for success around the travel days. And number 3, upon arrival, go to the grocery store and then execute the plan that you laid out for yourself. Now, again, this is something that is simply taught, much harder to execute. It's common sense, but it's not common practice. And most people might acknowledge these things, but if you're listening right now, you probably think like, man, that's a lot. That might be a lot to execute. And I just can't really hold myself accountable very well. Well, let me hold you accountable. Join the May 29th 10-week transformation. Let me hold you accountable. Let the rest of the group hold you accountable so that you do these things, so that you can come back from your summer trip, your summer vacation, your July 4th trip, like feeling great about yourself. Because that's what I want for you. I don't want you to wake up on August 4th feeling like you eradicated any kind of progress you made at the beginning of the year, because so many people go into the beginning of the year with health and fitness goals and they do great at the beginning of the year, and then summer happens. And there's vacations, there's travel, there's weddings, there's bachelor and bachelorette trips, there's kids sporting events, and we don't plan ahead. And it's really hard to execute if we don't have that level of accountability. So join the next 10-week transformation by going to nickcarrier.com/10WT. And I want to be that person who leaves you feeling freaking amazing all throughout summer long, all the way into August. So nickcarrier.com/10WT. I hope today helped you learn something that you can use so that you feel great and you look great all summer long. And if you want to work out with me during the summer, then join my Instagram Live workouts. You can go to nickcarrier.com/Instagram Live to sign up for those. But I hope today will help you get closer and closer to your health and fitness goals, and ultimately closer and closer to your best you.